I saw the buck come in, I texted my brother. I put my camera down in case he came over by me. I've been here for about 10 minutes. I had some issues getting that strap that I put on there last week that broke off, and then getting the strap on. And there's this one last step is just, it's like 4 inches too tall, especially when I have my harness on. And it's bad enough I'm fat, but when I got a tight harness on, I can't get my leg up there. I can't do high kicks, I'm not a dancer, you know. Anyway, my brother's over in the ladder stand, which is on the fence row where I shot my deer last year. Last night when I was out here shooting my son, 3 bucks walked right in front of that stand. And then I had one come across. It's hard to say if I would have shot it. Later in the year, I might shoot that buck if I haven't got the ones I want. The last buck on my trail cam. Last night I saw that deer on my trail cam way back in July maybe. I think it was July. And I haven't seen him again this year. That's not the same buck that was in the pasture a couple weeks ago. Those are 2 very nice shooter bucks. It's like when you know you have those deer out here, I mean, maybe that's the downfall of having trail cameras is you see your options and then you hold out for your options and you don't get a deer, or you shoot a 4-point at the end of the year because you're frustrated and just want to shoot a deer. I was worried because the wind had shifted. It was blowing out of the north and it's blowing south. I'm not exaggerating. I smell so pretty right now. I washed my clothes twice with the no scent killer stuff. Either their bottle is mislabeled or there's something in my washer or dryer that keeps putting scent on these clothes. But what's weird is I just washed another load of clothes, like jeans and my kid's shirt. They don't smell this pretty. I don't know what the smell is coming out of my clothes. I think my wife's sabotaging me. I think she goes in there into the dryer while I'm asleep and she sprays it with a bunch of perfume because it really smells good. Like, I wish you could smell through YouTube because I don't understand. You don't understand how good my clothes smell. Like, I can smell it right now. It's going to destroy my hunting if they get me downwind. I just feel like after last year's hunt where I was out hunting, I hunted for 2 hours and I shot my buck, the 44 Magnum at 5 yards. I feel like now the hunting gods are just punishing me right now because they're just like, dude, you're not going to get off that easy. So like every night something else is going wrong. Something else is happening. We're gonna make you smell delicious. So weird. I'm used to having things go wrong. It's just my life. But this year, maybe it's just because I've hunted more. The more you hunt, the more opportunity there is for things to go wrong. But with all these things happening, if I get a deer, if I get the deer I want, I'm gonna call myself the greatest hunter of all time. I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna be bragging like crazy. I am the greatest hunter of all time. Every time I turn my head, I smell something. It smells so good. Like I'm gonna go wash my sheets with my hunting clothes just so they smell this good. It is so freaking weird. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up because the deer were out pretty early last night. I'm gonna do some hunting. I've seen like 10 to 12 deer, probably 3, possibly 4 bucks. I'm not real sure because I think one might have been the same as a different one I saw, but I don't know. Early, there was a buck that came out in the pasture. It came out, got weirded out, and then just kind of trotted out. The wind is blowing southeast, and it was northwest of us, so I didn't pick up our scent or anything. Then there was these does on the other end of the field. They were eating, and they became real alert. They kept staring to the west, and to the west, there's 2 sets of woods, and they open up to a big alfalfa field. I saw one buck go across, and it looked like it could have been the buck that I saw earlier in the pasture. And then I saw a really, really big buck, because it was kind of hightailing it through the alfalfa field into this little swale hole swamp area, and then into the corn. And then I just saw a small buck come out down there, and I didn't realize it was a buck until it went into the woods. See, there's something over there around that corner. I don't know if it's a person or if it's a coyote. There's a box like a couple 100 yards down in the middle of that alfalfa field. So I don't know if anybody hunts out of there with a crossbow. But the turkeys are down there. They look like they see something. There's a small doe or a button buck or something. And it's been on alert for like the last 10 minutes, but it looked like it just turned around and calmed down. Maybe that buck that was in the woods, that just walked in the woods, is making a scrape or something. All these years I've been out here, the bucks have been using this side of the woods as a scrape line. They just tear it up. All those turkeys are looking in the same direction and are all like on high alert. So I don't know what's going on. It was windy earlier. Now it's really calm. It's really calm and it's cooled down a lot. This doe is walking. There's two does, the mother and the fawn. And the mother is walking directly downwind of me. She's walking over in the wind. She's gonna catch my scent in a second. Yeah, right now she can smell me. She's got her nose up in the air. Pretty tall 4-point just walked out. It's a nice buck, man. That's the buck that was here last night, I'm pretty sure. That is a nice looking buck. It's like perfectly symmetrical. He just got in the perfect area and got downwind of me. I was hoping he was going to cross. He's going to be a really nice buck in a couple of years. I mean, that's a nice buck. And he might not survive. You know, bucks travel miles. So when I sit up here in the gun season, I see orange, all surrounding the pasture. Everybody knows it's kind of like a deer sanctuary. But if I was somewhere else, say I was on state property, or I was in the UP at our camp, I would have shot that deer all day. But I just know how big the bucks get here. They get like that every year because of the property that I'm sitting beside. And as much as I complain about it, I know that's the reason there's big bucks here. Because the big bucks are smart. They'll stay in those woods and, you know, they're lazy. They stay in the woods and they go out to the pasture and they eat. And then they go back to the woods. And they get big because they survive. It's amazing how when a deer is in front of you, don't feel the cold weather. I mean, even that small buck, the buck was a 4-point buck. Anybody that watches my vlogs knows I'm not going to shoot that buck. But just seeing that buck so close, you're still in a battle with that deer. You may not want to shoot that deer, but you still don't want to spook that deer. Like I like to try to, when I'm hunting, I like to try to focus on, if this was a deer I wanted to shoot, would I be spooking this deer right now? Would I have a shot? Would I be able to stand up and pull back on this deer? And I try to focus on things like that. Back to the point at hand. It's cold. Big one's all the way across the field. I'm gonna get my camera out.
It's like yours, ain't it?
Yeah, it looks exactly like mine. It's probably his son. Or brother. I saw the buck come in. I texted my brother. I put my camera down in case he came over by me. I don't know why he brought his bobcat out. Hold on, hold this.
Put the chain on it. Get on there.
Chain?
I saw it coming in. I texted my brother. I was like, the big buck's coming in. I'm gonna have to finish this in a little bit because he's taking off with, and I'm sure the noise.
He's ruining the whole moment. Just taking our deer, came out here. Like,
he's gonna get stuck. Oh, that was freaking awesome. So my brother doesn't like gutting. He gets sick. All right, just give me the stuff. My grandpa just, for some reason, just showed up with the bobcat, and whew, what a night. That was like so exciting. I can't lie. That was like, this year has just been an exciting year, and I'm freezing. That's why I got my hood on. But my brother came out. A lot of things were going on. I saw that deer at like 250 yards, 300 yards. I saw him walking. I was like, Eric, the buck, the big buck, the nice buck is coming to you. It started walking and it kept getting closer. He hadn't replied to my text, but he had does right in front of him. He sees the text. He's like, no, he's not. He's just joking. As soon as he puts his phone in his pocket, that buck walks out. He started walking towards, like, he sat there at the salt block for a little bit, drinking water, and he was there for a while. I don't know what, like, that's magic water, man. I don't know what's there. Okay, so I gotta go back. Rewind. So he starts walking towards Eric. He gets like directly between me and Eric, but he's still in the pasture. I have my long lens in my hand, and I go and I hang it. There's like a tree where I cut off a limb, and I went to hang it. And I went to hang it, and it drops. And I'm like, oh crap. And the whole tree's shaking. All of the does lift their head up, and they look at me. Whatever, it's stupid. And I just freeze frame. So I'm just not moving, I'm not doing anything. And then as soon as I see that the doe puts its head back down, I grab my bow and I'm ready to go. He starts walking and he goes over to the opening. There's an opening because my grandpa used to farm all our property, and so there's an opening where they used to drive the tractors from in that fence row. He came across and he starts walking down the fence row, and I was like, oh my gosh, my brother's gonna have a 2-yard shot just like I had last year for that buck that came in me during gun season. They're standing there and he starts walking towards me, so I'm ready. I get my bow, I make sure I'm lined up and ready to go. Nonchalant, just doing whatever he wants, walking around the field. So he's walking towards me. I'm just gonna keep filming. So I'm filming, I'm watching him, and he turns towards my brother and he beelines towards my brother. Right as he beelines, my camera's like card full. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm just like, so mad. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like going through I go and I find the first image I could find, and I just erase it. So hopefully I didn't erase anything important, but I just erase it. So I turn the camera back on, hit record. It gets about 15, 20 yards from my brother, picked his head up, my brother shot, and you could hear the arrow just like that. Yeah, that's the sound. You could hear my brother's arrow hit that buck. I knew he'd hit it, and he's coming towards me. I'm like, well, I don't know where he shot him, so I draw back, and I'm ready to shoot this buck a second time because I don't know, where my brother hit it. He ended up about 45 yards away. He does the little loop-de-loop, and then he was gone. It was a really exciting night. It was a very nice deer. If you watch yesterday's video where my son hits his hand with the crossbow, it is literally the last frame of my last video. That buck was on camera a week ago. First time this year on my trail camera, and the next day we get that buck. You can't ask for much more. My brother is really happy. It's a great deer. I think that's a 3-year-old buck. I'm really happy for my brother. That's the biggest buck he's ever got with a bow. Really excited for him. I can't wait to get back out in the stand. It's gonna be a couple days because when I was getting down, I knocked the string off my bow when I was lowering it down to the ground. I don't know if the bow place is open tomorrow, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that fixed until Monday. I don't have Mondays because my son has music and I always take him to music. So I probably won't be out till Tuesday, but I'll try to make something interesting for anybody that watches my vlogs and not just watches my hunting. Thanks for watching. Comment down below. Congratulate my brother Eric. He doesn't vlog on his own, so you know, give him congratulations. He'll at least see those on the comments. Thank you for watching all these videos. Hit a like if you're glad to see my brother harvest that buck. I still got a couple more bucks out there, so you know, subscribe. I'm still gonna keep hunting for the rest of the year. I got 2 tags left, man. I got 2 tags. I'm gonna keep giving you this content and whatever other content I can come up with. Thanks for watching. I gotta go.